to talk about border security, and I'm going to throw out some numbers that should concern you a little bit. So that's why I bring that up. But first of all, let's just test this crowd a little bit for an energy level. When I kind of point at you like this, I want to see how loud you can say enough, all right? Because I've had enough of several things with the Biden administration, so let's give it a try. You ready? Yeah. Okay, so how many of you, when it comes to Bidenomics, have had enough? Yeah, I think so. I'm going to hit like 2 or 3 points today, and I'm going to start out with the economy, and I'm going to tell you why. The printing of money, like monopoly money, has pretty much destroyed this economy. I don't know about you folks, but it used to be that you could go make a paycheck and you had a little bit extra to put into the bank. And a lot of people out there now are living paycheck to paycheck, and it's destroying the middle class, let alone people that are struggling to get food to eat and heat their homes. So how many people have had enough? Yeah, exactly right. And we're going to prove it at the Iowa caucuses, because we're going to set the standard for the rest of the nation, and then we're going to prove it again at the ballot box. So the economy is out of control, and we're going to make it better. I saw the other day at an event, they were talking about how well Biden is reversing that. He's making it better, and things are better than they were before. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I hope no one is gonna buy that. And they said, well, that's the truth, you gotta agree with that. I said, well, I'll agree with it to a certain extent, but let me give you an example. If I took a stick and started beating you with it and beat you down on the ground with it, and finally said, hey, stop doing that, and I let up after a while, somebody come up then and said, don't you agree that's much better? You let up on him a little bit. You've got to agree. You're better off now than you were because he's not hitting you as much or as hard. Well, yeah, I suppose that's true, but it's certainly not better. So I hope everybody realizes that when they hit the ballot box, and we take this country back. So that's what we need to do. The other point that I wanted to make quickly was border security. I hear it a lot. I talk to my folks out there, and they've had enough of it. The folks, somebody was doing an interview down there the other day on the border. The folks coming across, they said, why are you coming to the United States? And don't get me wrong, I have nothing bad to say about immigration to the United States, but legal immigration is a whole nother topic. And they said, why are you coming here? And they said, well, it's for better jobs and housing and to get our kids in school. All valid reasons, but when they dug down a little bit, they said, well, we can go to these sanctuary cities and places in New York and so on and so forth where they have to give us free housing and they have to give us benefits and they have to do all these things with things. Well, those are the areas where, especially with the not the social media, but the phone system and the internet that they have, they're just pouring in from other countries to get that, all for the sanctuary cities and the benefits that are going to saturate the country. And with the Biden administration having that border straight open, it's going to be nothing but a problem for the United States. And I was in Europe on a delegation earlier this year, and we used Uber a lot, and I spoke to a guy that was driving that wants to come over here to be a doctor, that he's studying to come to be a doctor. And he wants to immigrate legally here. And we were discussing the southern border, and I said, they're coming across as fast as they can. Why don't you could utilize that method? And he goes, no, there's no way. He goes, if I try to come across illegally and I get caught, I'll be barred permanently from coming into the United States. He says, I'm not going to take that chance. There is a prime example of two different philosophies of people that want to come into this country. So that's why we need to address this, and I hope that the nation realizes that, and that we turn this country around in the next election, and it's you folks out here that can make that happen. So happy to see the turnout here in Newton. Last thing, I endorsed Donald Trump back in early March, and people have asked me many times, both at the rallies and my constituents, why did you endorse Trump? I said, because he's the guy that can do this. He's the person I trust to do this. I have no issue with the other candidates. I know them. They're good people, but I trust Donald Trump to go in there and do what he says he'll do, and that's why he is the person for the job. And I hope that you agree with me on that, and that you talk to your friends, your family, and the other folks, and we put Donald Trump back into the presidency in November. So thank you for that. Okay, last thing, we come here, we're doing the lineup to come out and to speak and everything, and they said, okay, are you good with where you're at? And I said, the only concern I have is, boy, don't put me out after Matt Whitaker. That guy's a class act, and there's no way I want to go after him. That's a tough act to follow. So luckily they didn't do that either. So anyway, if we've had enough of the bad Biden politics and enough of the media telling me everything I don't want to hear because it's so fake. I just want to end on one more thing. So, have we had enough of Biden? Yeah. Oh man, that's what I want to hear. Thank you so much. I appreciate being here. It's going to be a great time. Thank you for coming out.
What's that guy's name? Or he say his name was?
Please welcome former acting U.S. Attorney General